the Greg Sharp show with our host Greg
Mm.
Sharp. We'll have to figure it out. You know why? Because I just think that we're going to be talking about everything from all the different ventures you have. You again. I'm going to tell you, Greg. This is what I envision. And when I was after watching a Tyler Perry documentary, I wanted to do something like you're doing, and you're already living it. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go along for the ride. Working with Radiate and all the other brands. So it's exciting.
I appreciate that. I mean, we could go with triple G, right? I mean, there's three G's in my name. Um, let's not get into the rap world with G Money or, Streetwise G, podcast. I don't know. Neil, I'm living a little bit vicariously with the big guys with that, but whatever you want to call the podcast, I'm good.
All right, we'll figure that out. And that's what I was telling you with this other health one I was doing. But this is all the stuff I love to do. And let's just go into RSG today. Again, something else I didn't know about Greg. You just asked Greg a question, and he has another business opportunity. So just remember that. And let's talk about RSG because I think this is a very, very important thing. If you're a movie or a streaming series and you are trying to find a home, once it's shot, once everything's ready to go, what do people do?
You know, RSG, Ready, Set, Go distribution was born out of the need to have distribution in what I'll call a fair and communicatively. No, there's a word there for you, Neil. I'm not sure what it is, but we wanted to be able to have communication and open line of communication with our companies. And when I was coming in with World Series of Arm Wrestling, there were a lot of people that really wanted that product, but we found that being such a niche sport, that the level of communication seemed to be intermittent in terms of who do you have attached, what is the long play, where are the values, how many viewers, and we really never had any of that quantitative data. And so I realizing that distribution companies have a very specific checklist of what they want on that higher corporate end, they decided to open up Ready, Set, Go, RSG, and create an opportunity for myself and for filmmakers to be able to talk to an actual distributor, not get charged what they call setup fees, which is very common in the world of distribution. It's how many of the larger platforms mitigate their potential loss with most films, because a lot of films, when they put them on platforms, don't do well for many reasons, but a lot of films don't even get onto platforms. So they're mitigating those costs by charging setup fees and what we call P&A, press and advertising. So the independent is really, burdened, if you will, from the top of placement. And I decided to get rid of all that. I didn't need to have someone's hard-earned money that they can put into marketing go into my pocket first. I wanted them to be able to put it to their own films, to grow them, to build their audience. And I also wanted to give them the opportunity to do the marketing in their own fashion, right? I mean, nobody knows what drives your audience better than you do, right? You know where you land, you know where you need to land. You don't need a cookie cutter marketing plan that someone's put together that maybe not indicative of what you need as an independent. So we put all this together and came up with this mix of needs and wants, and RSG was born, and it's been moving very well since.
Now, when you talk about distribution, basically what happens in that process is a lot of times they're choosing how you market the films then if they go to distribution. Is that correct?
There's levels of distribution, right? I mean, if we talk about distribution on a theatrical end, you look at the Lionsgates, right? You look at the Relativities, you look at all these big players. Why are they the larger distribution companies? It's because of the value of their financial strength. So they could take a theatrical release, a box office release, and they have the money behind to be able to place it on a theater screen and take the risk, with the box office like AMC or Regal, Cinepolis, and some of the theater chains that are out there. that financial value that they put out and work with the creator on is then remunerated back through ticket sales, right? So there's a risk and a reward. That's one level of distribution. There's a second level of distribution, which are what I call exclusive license distributors. What they are distributors that are only looking to take a product and get paid for it before it ever hits the stream, and they look for guaranteed money. And there's an art form for that, And again, a lot of those film content distributors are very specific markets. Theatrical releases that come off of the screens go into a different distribution pile. Global ethnic, what's the word I want to say? Genres. I actually just had an Asian company reach out to me looking to put their product on Radiate. Unfortunately, we didn't have a like-minded value because they were looking for a very high dollar for that content to be able for us to license it. And then you have what I call the everyday distributors, and I think we're what we call an everyday distributor. An everyday distributor is somebody who is, fluent enough with different platforms that we work with the video on demand platforms. We take in content, we have portal partnerships, we upload them to the Tubies, the Plex, the Plutos, the Amazons, and so on and so forth. And those are relationships that are non-exclusive relationships that are tailored for you as the end user to be able to get paid either through an ad VOD, advertisement AVOD, or through TVOD, which is transactional VOD. And transactional VOD is very common. And when you think about Amazon and Prime, right? There are Prime exclusives, but there are also Prime TVOD. Like you can watch John Wick at $9.99 per download, right? So that's transactional VOD, and those are what we call, or what I would call, everyday or regular distributors that are really concentrating on that level of placement. And those are for independent films, independent series, niche sports, niche series, documentaries. And then there are companies that take a resell and then send them out to AVOD, much like the high end, the film hubs of the world. They'll grab titles and then they will license them for guaranteed money. But again, those are more A-listers or high demand movies. So distribution is a fun game. We're kind of unique because we handle the AVOD, TVOD side of distribution, but I actually have a relationship with Regal Theaters. We could, if the right movie came along, create a theatrical release. There are parameters that have to go into that for Regal or for any theater. We ultimately could go to AMC, but the money that you have to have behind is astronomical. So we have those abilities, but we kind of specialize in that AVOD, TVOD side, and it's done well for us.
And that's interesting because you also can make the films, and we're going to talk about that in another podcast. You can make the films too, so you could be involved in all of it, beginning to end.
And we are, right? We have a production company, we have a distribution company, and we have a streaming platform. So we can go front to back and work with clients and make their content real. We can distribute it and we can get them paid. So we're somewhat unique, I think, in the space these days.
And I've not even reached out to the wrestling world. And the interesting, and who knows what wrestling documentaries. I was starting to come back into professional wrestling, and then I decided no. So I did film the trailer part of it where someone came out and filmed me. And then I said, and then life got in the way last year or a year and a half ago. And I'm like, no, not now. It's not the time. I can go back in the ring at 65. So I got some time if I want to. I don't want to take any bumps. Am I crazy? No.
I mean, Ric Flair, right? Ric Flair came back.
Oh, yeah. Ric Flair somehow, I don't know. He must have sold something to keep living. He has had more near-death experiences than I've ever seen any wrestler. And he just keeps on going, keeps on ticking. Who knows what it is?
I think it's the woo, right? I mean,
I know.
That's what does
I
it.
think it's, again, if you study Ric Flair's documentary, it's all about brand. The guy, when he wasn't making any money really in wrestling, when he was on Atlanta television, he would literally he bought 100 types of shirts, suits, everything, and just acted like he was a millionaire. And that's an interesting mindset of what he does, and it shows you he's a theatrical. He plays it very, very well. Um,
Genius.
oh, genius.
Genius.
Absolutely. There's certain talents that you're just like, I can't believe it. So tell us some of the ones that right now RSG has in distribution.
We have been, garnering quite a bit of series. Series are really where a lot of independents are going these days. Obviously, we have the series that I produce, World Series of Arm Wrestling. We have Bikini Showdown. We have a new one coming out called Biohacker MD. We've got another one called Behind the Country coming out. There are Chef Latinos. There's Funny AF with Omar Gooding. There's Billboards Inc. We have 3 in development coming out. We're looking at the next Celebrity Bodyguard. We're looking at a show called Montourage. We're looking at another one called Texas Roofing Wars. So streaming series seems to be very hot these days, and we seem to be very well positioned for them. And of course, we have Fit Factor coming out. We start shooting Fit Factor in the spring. So those are some of our notable titles. On the movie end, we have a lot of independent titles that people may not have heard about. Got You, Born to Hustle, Parallel of Dreams, American Hormones, Church, All About a Check. We've got a lot of films that are very, very well done on the independent side, but really lack the A-list attachments for them to have gone onto a bigger platform in terms of maybe a screen or something in that end, but do very, very well for us as movies go in terms of generating revenue and generating appeal. So we're lucky on that end.
And I'm sure you'll have some A-listers before you know it in some of these movies. It's coming.
We have one that's coming. We'll have to do a Neil Haley exclusive to let you know who that is. We've sent out a letter of intent today with the full understanding that it is coming back. I mean, we're all in agreement. So we've got some attachable people that are coming out. So again, it helps build the value, and we're excited about it.
Exactly. All right. So best place people can find out about Ready, Set, Go. And if you have a film right now and you're a filmmaker watching and you want distribution, you could submit your movie, right? Or TV series.
100%. So the website is Ready, Set, Go Films. So just as it's spelled, ReadySetGoFilms.com. We have an inquiry page there where you put in your name, information about your film, and gives us the opportunity to reach back out via email. That'll allow you to send us a screener and some metadata, and give us an opportunity to take a look at it, make sure that it fits into the world of what we do. There are still some variables that come with distribution. You want to make sure that the movie has, good quality of visuals. It's been color corrected. The audio tracks are synced. Unfortunately, we've had several films come to us over the years that it was like watching the old Kung Fu theater. The lips were moving, and then the voices were a 3-second delayed. But they're all fixable things, Neil. They're all fixable things. But we go through that QC on those films, and then if we decide that the film can make money, and even if it can't, we give people an opportunity to try. We go through the process of onboarding them and then grooming their assets to be able to put out on to different portals to see if they're accepted. And certainly we can always put them on Radiate as a first and ultimate choice as well.
All right. Appreciate it, Greg. Look forward to it. We're going to have, I guess, the Triple G podcast. We'll have to figure out what we're going to call it, but that's a special simulcast of Neil Haley